Hi everyone. One of my followers on TikTok has asked me to go through how I created this poster, and with it being Black History Month, I agreed to go through it and put it on YouTube for a step-by-step tutorial. So here we go. This is the poster that I created and posted, so I'm going to recreate this one. So let's hide this completely and make a new layer, and then the first thing we're going to do is click the adjustments layers at the bottom there, and we want a solid color. And then from the color picker, I'm going to choose DF E1 D3, and we should get a very pale green like so. Add a new layer, then go File, Place Embed, and then choose your file you want. I got this from Pexels, and I'll leave a link to it in the description below. And while we've still got the free transform enabled, that's with the little squares on the outside, that means I can resize it. I'm just going to right click and click flip horizontal, and then I'm going to click OK to that. And then with the object selection tool, I'm going to hold down, because you've got three options inside here. Then I'm going to click object selection tool just like that, and then I'm going to drag over the subject and leave go, and then I'm going to click select and mask. And what that's going to do, it's going to show you what's been selected and what is being masked away in red, and you can change your color depending on your subject, what color you want, so you can see where it's being masked out or whatnot. I'm going to leave it for red because it stands out quite a lot. So I'm happy with that. Then with the go to your bottom right, and then the output to drop down box, you want new layer with layer mask. Then I'm going to click OK. And what that has done is put the cutout layer on its own layer, but it's also created me a mask, and it's unhid the background, so we don't need that anymore. So we can drag that away, and then let me just zoom in. I think it's missing a bit of an eye there, so I'm going to click the mask, click the brush on my keyboard while holding Alt and dragging with my right mouse button. I'm just going to make a small brush, and I'm just going to drag, make it round again like that, and then with press X. Can you see these two colours here? When you're on a mask, X takes away the selection, press X so you get white there, white brings it back. So with this being a mask, I should be able to paint the eye back in. Now it's brought some of the background in, so what I can do is just press X on my keyboard, make the mask, make the brush smaller, and then just go through like that. You're probably not going to notice this, so it's not a big deal. Just like that. And then I think there's some here as well. So let me just zoom in. With my brush, I want a hard edge like that, and then I'm just going to you're not going to really notice this, so you don't have to make it perfect. But something like that will do. Okay, so the next thing to do then is create a new layer, and then click T on your keyboard or press T. We'll just hide this layer for now, and then with a capital A, we want press Command and T just as free transform, and just drag your letter out. And the font I'm using today for this is Sicta, and I think I got that from defont.com. So I'm going to position that somewhere in the middle, I'm going to just bring it, make it a bit narrower with my free transform tool. So that's Command or Control and T on your keyboard, and then just click Shift to widen it like that. Make it a bit bigger actually, just a touch, and then click Enter. Or there's a little tick box there, just like that. You can tick that to get rid of the free transform. So bring our model back, and then hold Command or Control T, and then we want to resize her so she fits to the just to the right hand side of our letter A there. Something like that will do. Let me just check my original one. Okay, so she was a bit bigger on the original one, and so was the A. Okay, let's make the A bigger to start with. Make that a bit bigger like that, and go back to this layer, Command and T. There you go. And then don't worry about this bit because we're going to tidy this up. I think I'm happy with that. And just press OK. Drag the text layer behind the subject. So with the mask enabled, I'm just going to hold Control and just left click once there, and it highlights my A. But we want to inverse that, so click Shift, Control and I. So as you can see, the marching ants are now on the outside of the A. And then with my brush tool, I should be able to brush away the subject, but it would leave whatever is on top of the A. And then just clean that up like that. And then to get rid of that selection, just press Control or Command and D on your keyboard. And what we can do is highlight both of these layers and together, right click and then click Link Layers. So wherever one goes, the other one goes. Just like that. Just going to bring back our colour. As you can see, I've missed a little bit here. So same thing, highlight the mask, Control and left click T, Shift, Control I, get my brush tool, black is enabled, and then just brush away that little bit there, Control and D. And then what we need is some shadows. So new layer, drag it below the T, and then just with a normal B for brush on your top left, and just drag that down a bit like that. Drag the hardness down, and then with Alt on my keyboard I can change the size of my brush. So I just want a little dab and a little dab there, just to give it some shadows. Just like that. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just gives the letter some depth really. And then on a new layer, we want some text. So press T on your keyboard, and we want to write out the word black. Just bring that like that. Oh, and that's actually so got the font selected there, which is Geometos. And then just gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make that a bit thinner like that. You've got all these options here. You can increase the kerning if you want. So I'm just gonna increase it a little bit. Maybe not that much. Maybe about 80. That'll do. And then I'm going to duplicate this layer. So what I need to do is get the black text layer. Quick way of doing that is dragging this down onto the plus box. Then I've got a copy. and then I can drag that down, press T on my keyboard, double click and type in history. Click OK. I've got smart guards enabled, so it lets me know when it kind of snaps to the middle of my artboard, just like that. Then a new layer, and then press T, and then we want to write out the word month. Command and T, make it a bit bigger, double click on it and change that to Geometers regular. Sorry, this one's Geometers regular. This one is Sector, the same as the A there. And then we can just, well, first thing to do, make that a little bit bigger, and then we can increase the kerning a little bit. I hope Will Patterson doesn't see this because he is a beast for kerning. Right. So I think that's it really in a nutshell. You can play about with the position. Oh, let's undo that. So I need to link these. Link layers. There you go. And then just reposition this. Play around with that. And let's just group everything together. Control G. So there's the new one, and there's my original. Sorry, new and original. So it's quite similar, and that's it really. Have a go at it yourself, and feel free to tag me into the videos or your finished projects. I'd love to see them. Thanks so much. Cheers. Bye.